Hey people, it's me again, and today we are talking about why I think the California housing market is going to remain strong this year, 2023 and beyond. So, let's start out by saying, we hear all the time, people ask me all the time, the market's going to crash, they tell me. There's so many scary stories out there, and a lot of us lived through it back in 2008, 9, 10. That was kind of a nightmare, and we're scarred by it. But I'm going to go through four things, give you four reasons why I don't think that's going to happen again. Well, there's definitely more than four reasons, but these are things that everybody can understand, and it makes perfect sense, right? So, first of all, let's talk about our state's economy. California has the fifth largest economy in the world, and it is strong from top to bottom. We've got Silicon Valley, we've got all the biomedical down here in San Diego, and we've got everything in between. There's a ton of work. The economy is strong, making lots of money. So that is always a good sign for the housing market, right? The second thing that you want to think about is unemployment, right? I mean, across the country right now, we've got crazy low unemployment numbers, and California is no exception. We're at 4.1%, and that is a little bit higher than the national average, but that's still historically very low. And there are lots of jobs out there, lots of high paying jobs. In fact, California minimum wage keeps going up. So even the not high paying jobs are becoming high paying jobs, right? So if you want a job, you can get one here. And where there are jobs, there's always a need for housing. And where there's a need for housing, there's always a good, strong housing market. So you can count on it for that. Um, the third thing that we need to talk about is the housing shortage. Now, California has a history over the last 20 years of not building homes. And while our population has grown over the last 20 years, with the last couple of years being the exception, it still hasn't slowed down people wanting to buy. And so there's a lower supply just of the physical number of homes, but there's a lot of other things that go into us having a shortage. There are millennial buyers out there who are peaking over the next couple of years, buying homes um, in higher numbers than we've seen in a long time. And so they're putting a dent in the market. We've also got a lot of investors, a lot of Airbnbs, I'm sure you've seen, short term rentals. We have a lot of regular long term rentals. And there's just not enough homes being built to keep up with the demand. Now, add on top of that the fact that every homeowner in California, well, every homeowner probably in the country who owned their home up until a year ago probably refinanced. So you're looking at lots and lots of homes with interest rates below 2%. And with today's rates at 6.5% or so, um, those people aren't going to sell their homes unless they need to. So that's going to add to the housing shortage. All right. So think about that. There are definitely more buyers out there than there are sellers. And even though the market has slowed down and we've seen a little bit of a dip in prices, we still, when you look at the numbers comparatively, we still have a shortage of inventory. And that's not evening out anytime soon. Doesn't look like. So keep that in mind. It's going to keep the market strong. Now, finally, something we all know, and it's the reason why we pay so much money to live here, is what about Southern California? For me, what about San Diego would I not want? I mean, you look at other places in the country that are all snowed in and the weather's horrible and it's, 30 below. My sister in Wisconsin was well below zero and was telling me how hard it was to walk her dog. We don't have that problem. If you ever see ice outside, it's like a once every 5 years occurrence when you have to scrape ice off your window. If even that, right? The weather's beautiful. Our beaches are beautiful. There's so much to do here all year round. And you can get to the snow if you want to. You can do all of those things. So, who wouldn't want to live here? We have people coming from out of state all the time that want to be here in California. And we're really lucky to be here ourselves. And that in itself is probably almost enough just to keep our housing market afloat and doing very well, very well. So, if you're worried about the market crashing, we don't have all those crazy loans. We don't have all the problems we had with foreclosures. We're not going to see anything insane happening. And even if there is a recession, if you look at the history, most of the time the housing market holds steady or even goes up during that time. So if you have any questions, you know how to find me. I would love to talk to you. Give me a call and I will see you soon. Bye.